So I had planned an elaborate opening. I'd worked out a vague script, but we're currently in Sam Moore's beautiful Porsche, and we are desperately close to not having enough fuel.
I think we've got no fuel, like actually no fuel, and we're like, we're quite near a petrol station, but I've never run out of fuel before. And I get in and I say, oh, this car is completely reliable, works every time, and we're literally running out of fuel right now. It's just died.
Yeah. It's died?
It's just died.
Alright, there you go. Nothing there. People behind us, the famously non-patient drivers of West London behind us. We're running again.
I don't think it's gonna go.
It's not gonna go. Come on, little Porsche.
It's not. We are out of fuel. We're only about 100 meters from the petrol station there.
So Sam, you steer, I push, right?
We'll do something like that. Let's do a little park.
Push it off the side, yeah.
How'd you get out?
So, here we are in West London, deepest, darkest, and it looks like I've parked that very artfully, and we're going to do a photo shoot. Actually, we just ran out of fuel. Sam's gone to go and get some fuel, and then we'll start again. Wish us luck.
My first experience of running out of fuel.
Yeah.
Should be alright. Second time lucky.
Yeah.
See, everyone loves it.
Everyone loves the Porsche.
Or they're just calling the police.
Right, Samuel, are you ready for grilling?
Yeah, why not?
Here we go, let's grill. So here we are in the very nice 1978 Porsche 911. Can you tell us a wee bit about this car?
Which camera am I looking at? This one. Okay.
We're in there.
This is a 1978 SC that's been messed with by Autofarm. So it's got 73 panels on it. It had a 3-litre engine originally, and that was being bored out to 3.2, and then it's on Weber's. Different exhaust. It's got boxed brakes, just sort of squeezed in. Upgraded sound system. I've got a subwoofer under my seat. Changed all the speakers. Got a slightly modern head unit.
It's basic. It's stripped out, but it's very, very cool. And I've noticed that driving.
Everyone looks at it and they're like smile at you.
Yeah.
Not just like.
It's not like another prick in a Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah. YouTube knowledgeable people will have seen this in Team Galag's The Snow Tour.
Yes.
Parts 1, 2 and 3. It stuck out a bit in that for good reasons. You know, the yellow against the snow. But I mean, how did it get on in Sweden?
Oh yeah, so that was 3,000 for anyone that hasn't seen that. I took this car with a bunch of friends in some slightly mad cars, all really modern stuff, to Sweden, and we went through northern Sweden in the winter, driving on ice, round some ice lakes, took it drifting, all that kind of stuff. And I was just on some winter tyres. We had a lot of grip, like the whole weight in the back, engine in the back type thing. We'd be hammering past other people in like, there's one person who had a converted AMG GTS that looks like a GT3 race car. Yeah. He had studded tyres, and we're on a sort of little country road, and hoon past them at like 70 on the ice, and they're like, what are you doing? We're like, no, we've got loads of grip, what are you talking about?
This is one of your cars. You have I would say a very neat little collection. So you've got the M2 as well. Yeah,
M2 is my sort of daily / take to the track every now and then. I'm currently doing a couple of little mods to it. I took it to Bedford 2 months ago maybe, and the brakes suck, which if you've watched any YouTube videos on M2s, people come to the same conclusion and just overheat it so quickly, and then just pedals going to the floor. And made a little post in some forum about it. Got a lot of flack from some forum monsters being like, learn to drive. I'm like, okay, like, yes, I know I'm not necessarily the best driver in the world, but I'm not rubbish, and I have driven quite a lot of cars, and they suck. So I've ordered some new pads. I had an RS3 before, which on paper is a better car.
I mean, it sounded naughty.
Sounds ridiculous stock. Okay, it had the normal sports exhaust, but you'd get people like on the street, just stopping, and waiting for like a hurricane to drive past, and this little hilarious black hatchback drives past.
Oh, see, this is what I try and do in my Porsche. Let people out, and then you spread.
Yeah, you're spreading the love. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, look at that cool guy in the old Porsche. He's nice. Yeah. Therefore, people in Porsches are nice. Yeah.
Is now the right time to talk about the unicorn that you have tucked away?
We can do.
One of the iconic cars of all time. Your F40.
Yeah, so I have a blue F40.
Which is so baller.
Which is kind of tucked away and doesn't get driven that much.
No.
Mainly because I don't really have the chance to drive it that often.
How did it come into your life?
I was actually looking at buying a house with someone as a sort of property investment. And then, I mean, I've always loved cars, and I've been in that sort of industry for a while and knew that cars were going up. So I ended up buying an F40. One, I get to drive it, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was an investment and fun.
Like when you buy cars, is it all head, or is it heart, or is it a mixture of the two? Are you thinking about value?
People that say you should just buy a car and don't care about depreciation and blah 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 blah. One, they've either never bought a car and lost money on it. So they've never been through losing a lot of money in a year, or the most money I've lost on cars has been on the car that I've had as like a sort of daily driver. They've all just lost, like if you bought new or nearly new, they've just gone straight away. So that is a factor. If I can buy a car and not lose any money on it, ideal. If it can make some money, even better. You've got to want to own it. There's loads of cars I could have bought or could buy or change a car for that should make money, but I don't want that car. And cars are enough faff, unless you've got a ton of space and you can park them up, you've still got to insure them, you've still got to do that sort of stuff. So I think it's a bit of both. Like this car was completely opposite of that. I knew it probably would retain its value. I didn't expect it to go up, but I love it. So I have a GT3 RS. Yeah. And that I bought in 2013, which was about the bottom for GT3 RSs. At the time, I did not know that was the bottom. Yeah. It was just, I stretched to buy it because I thought it was an awesome car. And I didn't think it was going to get cheaper. Yeah. But I didn't think it was going to double. And obviously now it's double, which I have some friends and some people I know that treat a car like that. They go, oh, I'm never going to drive it because it's now worth more and therefore I can't drive it. Yeah. My mind goes, if you're making money on a car, that's the car to drive. Like, drive it as much as you want and you're still going to come out of it with more money than you spent. Yeah. Don't drive a car that's depreciating as much as possible to save money on the one that's... And if anyone says first world problem, I know it's a first world problem, but we live in the first world. So we just call them problems. Now you're also, like me, amateur racer. Yes. Sorry, I don't want to lump you in as an amateur racer. No, I am 100% an amateur racer. So where does racing fit into your life? And do you ever think you might buy like a racing car to enter Goodwood and maybe as an investment? So I started racing 3 years ago. I got a Radical, SR1, small Radical, did a novice series for 2 years. And I've just gone up, just bought the one up, an SR3, and I've only done one race now this year, kind of because of calendar. But then following on from that, would I get something old? Yeah. I didn't realise you could go and buy a car that finished first at Le Mans in like the cars that I see as Le Mans cars, not like the old ones. If you get a car with the right history that's raced, there aren't many of them to start off with. There might be 20 to start off with, and then there's one that finished in the top 3 or whatever. That car's unique. So that's got to be worth more than a car they made 1,000 of that's only a road car. For sure. So I think 90s, 2000s, for me, is an interesting thing, assuming you don't want to run it. If you run any of those cars, your profits would go significantly down the drain very fast. Is that something you're considering? You might consider something like that, or not, like, you know, so race cars as opposed to road cars.
you can win in it. So
Well,
you
yes.
could be the person that takes up the value, even being like, you know,
Yeah,
as amateurs,
any car.
you and I are.
Because you could start at, you could take any car, build a car for a series, and if you win it, you will be able to sell that for more than you've
Yeah, for sure.
cost, because someone goes, that's a winning car. That's just an easy way of getting at the front. Obviously, it's the driver, but
You could even be proper sneaky and just put a pro in it.
yeah,
So, you know, like, well,
people
all
do
these
that.
people like putting Andrew Jordan or Ollie Hancock
yeah,
in a car. He goes out and wins. It's a winning car, and then you sell it for more. I mean, you've had to pay their fees to race it for you.
yeah.
But
You can see why people do it.
yeah, or
Adding history.
even better, you share it with the drivers, and then
Well, yeah, that seems to be what most people do.
then you can learn a bit as well
Yeah.
and become better as a driver. Help me. I'm going to end up with, let's call it 75k. Probably going to want 2 cars from that, one of which I can cart 4 people around in, and then something that's going to go up in value. I mean, I'm thinking 2 cars, but maybe there's a 1 car solution.
You're gonna need something that you can drive around
Well, yeah.
day to day, whether that costs you £50,000 or £500. So you could split your 70, 99-1 or 50-50, or you know, however you want.
You could buy a Micra. And,
Exactly.
And a Ferrari 360.
You've got a pretty difficult task. I think you want to be buying and selling quite a lot of cars. I think you want to be trading.
High turnover.
Yeah. And just making margins, like a couple of grand a car or whatever. The first one, you could buy like an R8 or something that someone wants to get rid of. Find those cars that people want to get rid of, or they just want a quick sale, or you know, they don't really care. They're trading it in for something else. They might take 10 grand less than they would get market value for, and then you buy it for 10 grand less, drive it for a little bit, have some fun with it, make like 6 grand, and then do the same thing again.
Yeah.
And you're in a good position where if you're committing to sort of, you know, you've got sort of £70,000, you can get into quite a lot of cars that you want to be. I think you want to be in. The more expensive cars make the more money. Obviously, you're then liable for more costs, insurance, which is something that I'd thought about, but didn't realise quite over time, let's say with the 40, how much that kind of affects your attitude towards something. If you're paying a lot of money to own a car, but not driving it that much, it takes away any potential profit or that sort of thing. I mean, I'm still quite up on that car. But
yeah. What's in your crosshairs, if anything? Are you looking to upgrade?
yes, since the beginning of this year, I've done 5,500 miles in this car, and it's changed my views on road cars and having fun in road cars. Because I'm getting turned into that cringe person, but like old Porsches are kind of cool and they're kind of fun, and I'm not interested in the turning up in a club in a Ferrari so everyone looks at me type thing. It's not what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
I buy cars because I like to drive them.
And do you feel that with modern cars, there's starting to be more and more of that sort of disconnect?
100%. Like you drive a new McLaren and they're just like, or a 4A or anything, they're just not as fun.
Yeah.
They're really quick, but quick is like, so what? You get used to speed. I got to drive a P1. Awesome. Actually, really cool car. But after a little bit, you get used to the speed. Even though it's like warp speed,
Yeah.
that becomes normal.
Yeah.
This is fun at like normal speeds, and it's kind of fun cruising around in like an old car.
Yeah.
I'd love a new GT3.
Yeah.
A new manual Gen 2 GT3. I've had my fun in my GT3 RS. It's an amazing car. If someone offered me a manual GT3, I think it would go.
Yeah.
And I would then be able to realise some of the money that's in that,
Yeah.
get some of that money back, which would be nice. Buy something else stupid. Start the game again.